Good evening. I'd like to call the Lake County School Board meeting to order this evening. Would you please stand for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Superintendent, board members, do we have any changes, amendments, or additions or deletions to the agenda?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay.
I do have a few. So the agenda was revised with the chairman's permission for Just Cause on November 8th, 2023, to add items 4.02 and 10.05, and revised agreement added to 8.13 today, and the board has been provided a copy of that.
Okay. And because I have an input card on item 8.04, we'll pull that from the consent agenda. Okay, at this time, I'd like to have a motion to approve the last minutes.
I recommend approval of the minutes from the school board workshop October 16th, 2023, and the regular school board meeting October 23rd, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved by Mr. Mathias and second by Mr. Dodd. At this time, a call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approved 4-0. We're very grateful tonight because we have a couple of presentations, both of which are very important. We are very grateful to Senator Alan Hayes for always providing this opportunity for our young people to become involved in one of the greatest privileges that they have. So at this time, we'll have the presentation of award by the Supervisor of Elections, Senator Hayes. If you would like to come up, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chairman and Madam Superintendent and board members, audience. It is truly a thrill to be here tonight and say congratulations and also to say thank you. As you may or may not know, we have a competition every year among the high schools in Lake County to see which schools can get the highest percentage of their eligible students to register or pre-register to vote. The 16 and 17-year-olds get to pre-register, and of course the 18 years, if they haven't already registered, we can register them. And this year we have the distinct honor of recognizing our first two-time winner, and that is none other than Mount Dora High School, Principal Marlene Strawn and Mr. Cody Watkins. What I have here is the traveling trophy that goes to the winning school each year and resides with them. So, Mr. Watkins, thank you for your devotion to those kids and to the civic responsibility. We really appreciate all your hard work for it. You certainly do. Okay. Oh, we need a picture. Get a picture. Yeah. Come on. Don't run off yet. I've got another one. This is the permanent plaque that they get to keep at Mount Dora High School. We also have a permanent plaque in our office, and we have engraved on it the name of Mount Dora High School again for this year's winners. So, again, this one here is yours to keep. You get to store that one for a year, though. Okay. You hope to keep it next year. That'd be great. Yes, sir. All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you. It is always a pleasure to have good public citizens in our community that work hard with us. Ms. Strawn, would you like to have something to say?
I didn't have anything planned, but I just want to give recognition where recognition is due, and that's to Cody Watkins. He's our government and econ teacher. He teaches seniors. He really takes this to heart, and he did a phenomenal job of rallying the troops and getting all the kids down there. So, and thank you, Dr. Hayes and Tina, for all of your support that you give to us. It's a pleasure every year being a part of it, and thank you to the board as well for everything you do. So congratulations to Cody and Mount Dora High School.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Molly, can they come around?
Would you come around and allow us to give you a up-close and in-person congratulations up the steps?
Congratulations. Well done. Appreciate it very much. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Well done.
We now have another presentation. Hopefully, we all had an opportunity to give thanks to our veterans on Veterans Day. And at this time, Ms. Sherry Owens, our communications coordinator, will be doing a recognition of Veterans Day.
Thank you, and good evening. Because Veterans Day fell on a Saturday this year, our students observed the day on Friday with various activities in schools, including parades and ceremonies and special breakfasts and visits from veterans, all kinds of activity. And the communications department, put together a brief little slideshow just to give you a glimpse of what Friday was like. So allow us to share that with you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Owens. Well done. We now are at a time where the public gets to share with us some thoughts and concerns, and I have one public input card tonight for this time. Mr. Yocum?
Good day. I thought I'd come in here and tell you a few things that are, you might like to hear about how you're doing much better than schools in the UK. And I gave you a handout here listing a number of the things and the challenges that they and the public have had, which just really kind of open your eyes. Over 100 schools were shut down due to using 1950s aerated concrete construction because the government ran out of money back then, and they knew it would only last 30 years, and so now it's close to 50, 60 years, and schools are falling apart on them, and so they had to close down all of a sudden. They knew it was, but the government ignored it. 600 college professors campaigning for colleges to ban meat and go vegan. Grooming gangs in Birmingham, that's been in existence for like 10 years. Abused hundreds of young girls. It's going on all over the UK. The UK government and banks are colluding to force many people to only use credit cards, not cash. The UK news that I watch, gbnews.com, is the home where Nigel Farage is. It's a conservative channel. And I watch it on YouTube or on the internet. And they, and he was debanked So he raised the issue and ended up getting the head of the bank that did that to him fired, and they cut her $12 million exit fund by a substantial amount because they were able to make so much noise about, and apparently there are thousands of people that are being debanked over there. We know of some here, but not anywhere near the level they have there. There are no work requirements for all the boat migrants that come in on the boats from France, and they get free national health care. And there are 7 million people in the UK on the wait lists just to get an appointment. And out there, of those, 122,000 people died due to not getting their appointments in time to be cured or to be treated. They have a real problem with national health care. This is socialism at its finest. So anyway, and you can actually use them as showing people what happens when you have a socialist state. UK paid France $500 million approximately to retain migrants there rather than letting them come on boats over to the UK, and instead they escort them to the middle line, and then the UK people have to pick them up so that they don't, flip the boat and drown, which causes bad publicity for both sides. The police are afraid to arrest violent Middle East migrants for the protests that they've been having recently. Pubs are closing due to excess energy costs because they have very high surcharges on drilling for oil, and they're forcing everybody to go to solar and wind, and there's not enough energy, and so the costs are going through the roof. But there's enough. I got more there on that list. You can read it. But so be happy that you're in a school district that's here in Lake County.
Thank you, sir. We can always count on you to help us out and keep us in the know. You are very much appreciated. Madam Superintendent, can we look at the consent agenda?
Before we do that, the attorney report.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Myers, I didn't mean to overlook you.
That's fine. Nothing except I sent you an email separately today regarding the Parnell versus Lake County litigation. So just check your email.
Thank you.
All right, now we're ready.
Now we're ready. Consent agenda, please.
So I recommend approval of consent agenda items 8.01 to 8.03 and 8.05 to 10.05.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Can we have a vote? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It passes 4-0. And now, agenda item 8.04. We have a,
Hold.
yes, we have a card. Mrs. Cronin?
Good evening, Superintendent and board members. This is something that I've been wanting ever since I was driving the school bus. I think we need to have dogs at bus loops as much as we possibly can. I think that would stop a lot of issues in schools, but most definitely on buses. So I'm glad to see this. I got here tonight and I heard about the situation we had today, and I know that we do the active shooter drills. And I know bus drivers do a different type of one because they're not in a school. And I'm sure that bus driver today never thought she would have had to have dealt with something like she did today. But, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, before I call for a vote on this item, I was glad this was pulled because I was actually going to pull it when I saw Ms. Cronin did. I just decided I would let her pull it because I have somebody I would like for y'all to meet tonight. So item 8.04 is an amendment to our current SRO contract with the Lake County Sheriff's Department to add 2 new employees, and both of them are here tonight. So Erica, if you wouldn't mind coming forward with, this is Erica Stromboski. I think I said that right, Erica? Stamborski. I'm sorry, I practiced and still messed it up. Erica is the handler of Samba. Samba is our new vape dog who will be in our schools once her training is complete. But
I do not have my vape.
But your approval tonight will add both Erica and Samba as a member of our team, and it's been great getting to know them both, and we look forward to working with them on behalf of our students. So thank y'all for being here tonight. I wanted you to see who you were approving. Isn't she beautiful? Both of them.
Can they come by? Can they come up?
Are they allowed to come on? I don't know. Erica, the board would like a chance to meet you both, and they wanted to know if she can come up here so they can say hello.
Save that one for the moment.
She's looking.
If she barks at me.
Yes, thank you very much. Okay, thank you.
This project is in partnership with Lake County Sheriff's Department, but I would be remiss if I didn't recognize Mr. Larry Baker and Donna Brown, who were the ones who provided the funding for Samba through the Lake County Sheriff's Charities Organization. So very grateful to both of them for providing that funding, and I hope that we do have more. We know we have a nitrate dog that we pay for, and I think you're seeing on your daily reports that she's in schools every day, and once she's completed our training, Samba will be in schools every day, and we're hoping she doesn't find any vape pens, because our kids also will be participating in the law enforcement against drugs training that is being piloted currently at various high school, and soon will be in all of our middle and high schools, being led by our SROs. So what a great job and great partnership we have with our law enforcement agencies. So thank you both for being here tonight. And at this time, I will be asking the board to approve item 8.04, the agreement with the Lake County Sheriff's Office to add the K-9 and her handler.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
It's passed 4-0.
All right, we'll continue with the discussion.
All right, up next, we have a public hearing, it's item 11.01, public hearing for tentative approval of policy 6610, school internal funds. Is there anyone here tonight who would like to speak to this particular item? If so, please come forward. And seeing none, I feel it appropriate to close the public hearing.
I recommend tentative approval of policy 6.10, school internal funds.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second. Call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Passed 4-0.
All right, up next is item 11.02, which is public hearing. Ms. Cunningham, would you like me to address all 30 of these individually or in one fell go?
In one go, please.
All right, this is a public hearing for final approval of policies 2120, school improvement, 2215, program of instruction, 2271, articulation and access to Florida college system institutions, 2371, Hope scholarships, 2410, school health services, 2410.01, mental health services, 2417, comprehensive health education, 2421, career and technical education, 2431, interscholastic athletics, 2431.03, concussions and head injuries, 2460, exceptional student education, 2520, selection and adoption of instructional materials, 2522, challenges to adoption or use of instructional library or reading list materials, 2623, student assessments, 5121, lost my place, controlled open enrollment, 5200, attendance, 5410, student progression, 5410.01, promotion, acceleration, placement, and retention, 5500, student conduct, 5513, care of school property, 5517.01, bullying and harassment, 5780, student parent rights, 6110, grant funds, 6114, cost principles, 6325, procurement, federal grants funds, 6480, expenditures, 6490, legal services for employees, officers, and public officials, 6530, reemployment assistance, 6661, instructional materials allocation, and 9800, charter schools.
Well done.
Madam Superintendent?
I recommend final approval of the policies as presented.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Call for a vote. All those in favor?
First of all, does anyone would like to come forward to speak with any of any of these? If so, please come forward right now. And seeing none, I feel it appropriate to close the public hearing.
Okay, the public hearing has been closed. Do you need to make your recommendation again?
I recommend final approval of the policies as presented.
I still recommend it.
I still second.
Okay, it's been closed again, properly moved in second. Call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 4-0. We're now, Madam Superintendent, ready for your report.
All right, well, if you turned on your TV at 6, you saw a different person sitting beside me, and it's my honor and privilege to have Miss Molly Cunningham as our next school board chair, and Mr. Tyler Brandyberg as our new vice chair. And thank you, Mr. Dodd, for your service over the past year. So I look forward to working with you both in your leadership roles as we continue to do the work of the district. So I also want to thank Carmen Cullen Batt and her team, her amazing team of the Education Foundation, for putting on another outstanding event this year with the Renaissance Fair. It's always a great event, and she sent me the information a little while ago. They've just been doing their final numbers. They had almost 31,000 guests over the past 2 weeks from all across the country. I also want to thank the culinary students and our chefs of South Lake High School, Lake Mineola High, Leesburg High, and Umatilla High, along with Lake Tech. They served $170,000 worth of turkey legs and worked both weekends tirelessly. I know that those students, it was a great experience, but they were probably very exhausted when they got up for school this morning, so hopefully they were there. But I want to thank you all and thank our chefs for their dedication to having their students there every year. And also, she did tell me that when it's all said and done, they believe that the event will net close to about $500,000, and every bit of that will come back into our schools. So it is the biggest event ever in its 22-year history, and I want to thank everybody who came out and volunteered. We're going to need lots more volunteers as this grows every year, so we'll go ahead and get the dates out and get your calendars marked so that all of us can sign up for next year. Also looking forward to tomorrow at 2 p.m. where we'll be doing the groundbreaking of our next new school of the Fruitland Park Elementary. So if you're able to join us, we will be on site there breaking ground. And also just a reminder that students are out next week for Thanksgiving break, and the district offices are closed on Thursday and Friday. And just want to wish everyone a very safe and happy Thanksgiving break. And we look forward to seeing everybody back on November the 27th. The last thing I have are a few letters of condolence that were sent out since our last meeting. Condolences were sent to the family of William Darrell Cohn. He's the father of Amanda Thorpe, who is our senior payroll specialist in payroll department, and the father-in-law of Bobby Thorpe, VE teacher at Tavares High, and also to the family of Anne Marie DeLuca. She was a paraprofessional for us at Lost Lake Elementary, so condolences to those families.
Thank you. Mr. Mathias?
I'll start out by, first of all, saying to Mr. Dodd, thank you very much for your leadership this year. As always, it's an amazing honor to serve on this board. And to Mrs. Cunningham, as a great board member, I know you'll be a great leader, as well as you, Tyler. So very well done. Half a second to speak to the loss of my son and the amazing family that this county, the school board, everyone that's reached out. The Holy Spirit has been with us through your prayers. Thank you, Kim. Just opened a card from you. And that I'm just very grateful, and my family is grateful, and we get strength from that support. So thank you.
Mr. Dodd?
All right. Looking back on this past year, the first thing that comes to my mind is the biggest highlight is just the people you get to work with. Sitting in that seat, I had a great front row view of the superintendent's leadership. Throughout the week, we tend to correspond from time to time, and just nobody comes close. It's just an unparalleled set of leadership that you bring forward to this district, and so I thank you for that. Molly, sitting next to you, has been just an absolute joy this past year, because you are the person that when you speak, people listen, and you look for the good in people, and you find the common ground, and so I know that that's going to take us far as a board with that set of leadership going forward. One piece of advice I have for you, though, when you show up at like the Teacher of the Year banquets, make sure you bring your scissors, because when you get that envelope and you have to open up the winner's name, I should caution you that the Ed Foundation does not skimp on the glue. So you're going to need
that moment. So that's my one piece of advice for you. Tyler, you have hit the ground running since you have joined this board, and it has been just amazing to watch how many significant contributions you've made in such a short period of time. So I'm looking forward to your leadership. You know, I wish Stephanie were here tonight, because you and Stephanie, Bill, I just can't even imagine. It's hard to imagine doing this without you two. That we've been at it together so long, and the expertise and wisdom that you bring to this board is just so necessary to keep us grounded and guided. So thank you for that. And you know, I know these are all the people who talk, but you know, Natalie down there, a very quiet presence. But let me tell you about Natalie. Throughout the week, I know you work hard, and I know this because of all those agenda requests and updates that we get throughout the week. So just wanted to say thank you, because you know, you don't always get we often maybe forget about you all the way there at the end, but thanks for all the work that you do. And you know, as we go into Thanksgiving, it's hard to believe we've only got 4 school days left, but my kids are certainly counting the days down. And with that, I am just eternally grateful and thankful for all the people who just work so tirelessly for the benefit of our kids in this district, because I know there are thousands of people that pour their life and their heart and soul into and just making this a great experience for our students. So thank you for all that.
Mr. Brandyburg?
The short answer is ditto all of that so far, but certainly appreciative to serve on this board with you three fine individuals and Ms. Luke. It's been an absolute joy this past year, and really, really honored to serve as vice chair over this next year alongside Ms. Cunningham. So I think we've got a wonderful thing going, and looking forward to keep moving in the right direction. So thank you both for your leadership in the past, and moving forward, and just continue to do what's right for kids. And I think we all have a laser focus on that, and it's just refreshing to see. Also want to thank our veterans. I think, Sherry, you and your team put together a wonderful presentation there of what our kids and students did last week. Can't be here without them, so I always want to give a shout out to our veterans there. Couple moments of pride, per usual, always going to find something, but this is even easier. LHS Bowling won another state championship a couple weeks ago, our 5th state title in 7 years at Leesburg High School. And the football team won the first round of the playoffs this past Friday night at home versus Auburndale, and then go on the road to play Lake Wales this Friday in the next round of the playoffs. So go Jackets as always. Looking forward to the groundbreaking ceremony at Fruitland Park tomorrow. And all the great things that are going on. Thank you, Superintendent. Thank you, James. Thank you, Natalie. We can't do it without you guys, so appreciate it very much.
Thank you. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank my fellow board members for their vote of confidence. You have no idea how this chair changes your view. It's a lot different from sitting next to this chair. That chair over there is a much easier sight. But with that said, I really appreciate the confidence. I agree, being a newcomer, the last 3 years have been just made really easy for me because of the superintendent and because of my fellow board members. They have been especially gracious and always making sure that I'm aware and that I know what to do. So I certainly do want to thank them. And Natalie, I want to say a special thank you to you. I really appreciate those little quiet emails and texts that reminds us of what we have and where we need to be. And Mr. Myers, you know, it's good to have a confident attorney that you can turn to and you can call, and one that answers the phone. So I express my gratitude to being a part of this very fine group along with everyone else. And I assure you that all of us sitting up here are working very hard to do the very best job that we can do. I truly feel that in my soul. I feel that also for our employees. We have some wonderful, wonderful employees. And I never want a day to go by that everyone in the county isn't aware of how hard they work and how very important it is to them to do a very good job. So with that said, I'd like to wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving, and we look forward to seeing you at the next board meeting. If no other objections, we'd like to adjourn this meeting. Oh, and Mr. Dodd, help me practice. I promise not to burst your eardrum this time.